Hi, everyone. Sean Gilliam here. Welcome to another episode of my podcast, Real Estate on the Front Range. This is the monthly market update for December, where we take a look at our most recent data, both year over year and month over month for Boulder, Larimer and Weld Counties to give you an idea of how the market is trending here in Northern Colorado. Also, just FYI, I have a forecast for 2026. I'll be posting that here in the next couple of weeks, taking a look at a bunch of data from the major economic forces here in our country and like realtor.com, Redfin and others, and give you an idea of what they think is going to happen and what you can potentially or likely expect the housing market to look like next year. So stay tuned for that. If you want to get a notification about that when that's published, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you don't already, and that way you'll be getting notified when I have new content coming out as well. So all right, well, stay tuned and we'll get into the data and see what's going on here in Northern Colorado. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Real Estate on the Front Range, my podcast where I cover all things real estate here on the Front Range of Northern Colorado. Join me to get market updates, tips, and information on relevant topics to make sure you are fully informed before you buy and sell your next home. This is Sean Gilliam, your host, and I look forward to you joining me on your favorite podcast for the latest episodes. All right, welcome back. Let's go ahead and get started with mortgage interest rates. Right now, the 30-year fixed rate, as you can see right here, is down a little bit today. It's at 6.22%. We've been hovering in this range here for a couple of weeks now, so it's been kind of nice. And it's definitely brought some more buyer activity into the market because it creates more affordability. As I mentioned before, I have my 2026 forecast coming out in a couple of weeks. And I'll talk more about affordability and what the experts think will happen, whether that's homes are going to be more affordable and or not. So, but let's go ahead and take a look at this. So 6.22 for a 30-year fixed rate conventional. FHA is 5.86 and a VA is 5.87. So good options there if you want to get out and buy a home. We're definitely lower than we have been in the last year, where for the most part we hovered above 7%. So if you're in the market or you want to see if you're even capable of being in the market, now would be a good time to look into it. I will say that the spring market is always very active, and we could potentially have multiple offers in some scenarios with some properties. So if you want to get into a home, now would be a good idea to get all your ducks in a row, get pre-approved, get an idea of what you're looking for. We can talk and figure out, set you up on a search and let you know what is out there on the market. And hopefully get you under contract before the spring rush comes, and you'll see homes possibly snatched out from underneath you if you get multiple offers in some situations. So if you're interested, get in touch with me. Be glad to talk with you, give you a free consultation, get you in contact with local lenders that can give you an idea of how much home you can afford. And in this market, are there homes out there that would be a good fit for you? So all right, well, let's go ahead and take a look at the year over year data. We'll start here with Boulder County. We can see our new listings are at 167. That's up 5.7% from last year. Pending sales are at 204, and that's up 3.6% from last year. And our closed sales are at 202, down 5.6%. Days on market until sale took a big jump between October and November. So 86 days on market before a home closes. That's up 26.5% from last year at this time. Our median and average sales prices stayed roughly the same as last year. So the median sales price is $832,000. That's down 0.4%. Our average sales price is at $1,132,090. Am I doing my math right? $90, sorry. That's down 3.1%. Percent of list price received, that is 97.6%, and that's down 0.2%. Last year was at 97.8, so not a significant change. Inventory of homes for sale, 751. That's up almost 12% compared to last year at this time. And our month supply of inventory is at 2.9. That is up 7.4% from last year at this time. Let's jump over here to Larimer County. New listings at 308. That's down 9.1%. Pending sales are at 340, and that's up 4.6%. Closed sales are at 300. That's down 7.4%. And our days on market until sale also took a bit of a jump in Larimer County. It's at 81. That's up 8% compared to last year. Median sales price is at $549,975. That's down 3.5% from last year. And our average sales price is $659,920. That's down 6% from last year. Percent of list price received virtually remains unchanged. So it was 98.3. That's down 0.1% from last year when it was 98.4. Inventory of homes for sale is 1,167. That's up 16.6% from last year at this time. Month supply of inventory is at 3, and that is up 3.4% compared to last year when it was at 2.9. And then Weld County, new listings are at 382. That's down 4.5%. Pending sales are at 340. That's up 16.8%. So definitely some increased activity in Weld County. Closed sales are at 320. That's down 6.4%. And then our days on market until sale is up at 77. That's up 18.5% compared to last year when it was at 65. Median sales price is $504,500. That is down 3% from last year at this time. And our average sales price in Weld County is $567,232, and that's down 2.8% from last year at this time. Percent of list price received is at 98.7. That's down 0.1% from last year when it was at 98.8, so hardly a difference. Inventory of homes for sale is at 1,304, and that's up 12.4% from last year at this time. And the month supply of inventory is at 3. That's up 3.4% compared to last year this time when it was at 2.9. So that is the year over year data. I'll jump over here to our month over month data for Boulder, Larimer, and Weld Counties. And let me change this to detached properties, since that's primarily what we focus on. All right, so taking a look at the numbers here, month over month, we see a downward trend. As you can see from this graph, that's typical. We see a downward trend in a lot of these metrics during the winter leading up to the holiday. And so that's not unusual. It's just a good indication. That's why we always say fall and winter are the best times for buyers to buy a home, because there's less activity, there's less competition. And for the homes that are available on the market, if you can find the right one for you, it's a great time, and you likely have more negotiating power than you would, say, in the upcoming spring market. Homes for sale, also trending downward. We can see part of that is because some of the inventory is being bought up, because we did see more buyer activity slightly with the lower interest rates. But also a lot of sellers are taking their home off the property for the holidays, or they're tired of waiting for the market, and they're going to return in the spring when hopefully we'll have a more active market. So that's part of the reason why we see a downward trend in the number of homes for sale in the market. Number of homes under contract is also trending downward. Again, seasonal, just less activity typically right before the holiday. The number of closed sales is also trending downward with less activity, less homes under contract, naturally less closed sales. I suspect that this number will go up when we have December's data in, only because we've seen more activity with people buying homes, but we shall see. Days on market until sale, I like to look at the average. That has gone up. As I said, we've got homes that are being withdrawn from the market and homes that are being purchased. And so that limits the amount of data that they're looking at. But on average, a lot of homes have been sitting on the market for quite a while. Like we're talking a couple of months, 3 months, or even longer. And it's just one of those seasons where we see homes sitting on the market. We've seen it all year, just the way things are with our real estate market. Rates have edged downward to the low 6s, but I think a lot of buyers are waiting for it to get into the 5s. But when we have the cost of homes and the cost of living here in northern Colorado, the buyer pool of people that can afford to buy a home in this market is more limited. And so all that to say is that a lot of the homes that are sitting on the market have been sitting on the market for quite some time. That is a green light for buyers if you can afford a house in this market. So again, talk to me about that. I can help you get set up. Month supply of inventory is also trending downward. Again, I think that you would expect that to go up with as long as homes are staying on the market. But as we get into the holidays and more homes are being withdrawn from the market, and some are being bought up by buyers that are taking advantage of the way our market is right now, we've seen the month supply trend downward. Excuse me. The sale price, the median sales price is trending sideways. The average sales price is trending upward for Boulder. We did see an uptick in the average sales price for Boulder County. Larimer County, it's slightly down, and Weld County is about the same. Percent of list price received, go to the average here. That is trending downward again as homes sit on the market longer. There's less buyer demand just because of the holidays. There's still buyers out there, just not as many as you might see in other seasons of the year. That causes homes to sit on the market longer, and it gives buyers more negotiating power to negotiate a lower price. So that's what that figure reflects. Shows to pending. Look at average here. So this is the amount of showings it typically takes before a home goes under contract. That number is going up. That's good news for buyers because that metric, when that goes up, that shows that buyers have more time to think about things as they look at homes. Not so good news for sellers. That means they got to have their home on the market for long enough for enough people to take a look at it before somebody will submit an offer to it. So that means you're going to be sitting around longer. There's less demand, and you're probably in a situation where like, we got to lower the price or offer a concession for a rate buy down or other things. So, and then our total number of showings per listing, that's trending downward for all of them. This metric shows that as it trends downward, that's an indication that buyer demand is lessening because there's less showings per property. I've talked with some agents when I've inquired on certain properties, and they have not had hardly any showings at all, even after listing it right away. You would think you get some activity, the first few days or the first week on the market, but some homes aren't getting any showings at all. So it's just the way it is out there. For sellers, my encouragement to you is if you want to sell a home, wait for the spring market if you haven't already listed it yet, and talk with me. I'd be glad to consult with you again for free and give you some ideas of things you can do to get your home ready. Because I will tell you, the homes that are selling more quickly are those turnkey homes that are ready to move in. You don't have to do any updating. You don't have to do any fixers or any fixes or anything like that. So you still have some time here before we get into the spring market to make those updates and make your home show ready. And get in touch with me. I'd be glad to give you a free consultation, come to your house, take a look, and show you some things you can do to spruce it up. For buyers, again, great market for you if you have the resources to do so. Rates are hovering in the low sixes, and they forecast they'll probably be in that range for the foreseeable future. But take advantage of this market, get into a home before that spring rush comes, and then you potentially could miss out on some opportunity. So buy that house, sit in your family room and relax, and not have to worry about the mayhem that can occur during the spring market. So hopefully this is helpful. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to get in touch. Again, be glad to talk with you, or if someone is thinking about getting into buying a home or selling a home, send them my way. Be glad to help them out. So look forward to talking to you soon, and I hope you all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Take care.